Welcome to the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with the support you need to finish your book. Best part is, after you finish your book, they take care of the entire publishing and marketing process 100% for you. So, if you want to become a successful author, make sure to check out authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have Brian Ford with us. He's the host of Self-Improvement Daily and the Director of Marketing for RecoverX, and is driven to positively impact the well-being of others in his work. So welcome to the show, man.
Tyler, I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Grateful to have you here. We'll jump into the first one, Brian. The first one I got for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, and it's actually, I'm going to kind of flip the script. I'm going to kind of give you a current story. So right now I'm studying for the GRE. I'm looking to go to business school. And it's unfortunate that I'm still studying for the GRE because I've already taken the test 4 times. So in this process, I've kind of been like, man, I keep underperforming. What do I need to do to get this result? But then what I did, like I said, is I kind of flipped the script, and I'm like, all right, the fact that I'm still persisting on this goal and I'm still trying to accomplish this thing is saying a lot about myself. So I guess the valuable message that I've kind of derived from that is that I'm actually more competent as a professional than it might indicate based on my test scores. Because I'm demonstrating that willpower and persistence. So I'm actually impressing myself, even though I'm getting poor results. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I've reasoned it.
No, it does. I love that. And the next one I have for you is, what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Yeah, so I'm 25 years old, so I still consider myself young. So I'm going to kind of speak from that angle. But I'd say it's just, as a young professional, it's important to be humble and to respect other people and their seniority. You can't walk into situations acting like you know everything. Even if you are more informed on a certain subject, it's just important to practice that humility and just kind of defer to other people's experience.
Yeah, man, I agree. And like you said, even if you are like extreme expert in something, you can always learn something new from like anyone that's anywhere on the spectrum. So I always like to go into like conversations with a complete open mind, even if I'm an expert in the topic. So
Yeah.
The next one I have for you is, what is your best piece of overall business advice? So not necessarily industry specific.
Yeah. I'd say just put yourself out there. And I started creating content mainly on LinkedIn about a year ago now. And at first I was just so hesitant, just like anyone was who's creating content. Like, oh, do I press publish or do I press post? It's just, for whatever reason, there's that animosity of like, oh, what are people going to think about me when I do this? And there's no way to figure out exactly how it's going to go until you try. So I'd say just putting yourself out there sets you up for opportunity, and there's no reason to turn your back on opportunity.
And if you, I know you're only 25, but if you could give your even younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Yeah, so I looked back, I was like, all right, what did I not do in college that, I should have done more of, because I don't have that much time to fall back on. But I'd say it's just to be more involved in the things around me. There are different clubs and opportunities and just people that I could have gotten to know, or things I could have done that I didn't exploit like I should have. So I'd say just kind of, I don't know, be appreciative of the opportunity around you, because when you look back and think about it, it's going to be in a different lens, and you're going to wish that you acted on it more than you did.
And kind of going a little bit down a different path, in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
Yeah, we'll get into it, but I have a podcast called Self-Improvement Daily. So I'm all about kind of affirmations and happiness and kind of finding holistic well-being. So I think that happiness is kind of found in just contentment in what you have, appreciation for the things that you do have. It's okay to have ambition. It's okay to want more, to be more, to try and reach your potential. I think that's great, and that inspires me. But I think real happiness is found within and the things in front of you. And you won't be content or happy until you really appreciate those things.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Yeah, so my favorite book is called Influence, the Power of Persuasion by Dr. Robert Cialdini. It's a marketing book, and it's interesting for me for two reasons. First, now that I've kind of transitioned into marketing, it's all about the different way that marketers and salesmen and just people in general kind of manipulate you to think a certain thing or to perceive a certain thing. And it really opened my eyes to the ways that I was being manipulated by others in a business sense, but then it also opened my eyes just in general to questioning the reasons why things are the way that they are. Like, why do I behave in this setting regardless of manipulation? I don't know. It just kind of really opened my mind to, let me think about my behavior and why that's happening.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
Yeah, so my favorite quote is a Dr. Seuss quote. It is, "Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind."
I love that quote, man. And dude,
yeah, my mom taught me that quote when I was in elementary school. I forget if I came home sad or something, but she just kind of told me that, and I remember, 7 years old, that really stuck with me.
Yeah, man, it's a fire quote. We've actually, from some of the other guests I've had on, I think that one, and there's a few other ones that are like that are in the top running, but that's definitely one of the top.
Good. All right.
So, dude, thanks so much for coming on. The last one I have for you before we let you go is what is the best way for our audience to connect with you online?
Sure. Yeah. So as I mentioned, LinkedIn is kind of my primary platform, but tying back to my first answer, I'm not on it as much as I'd like to be because I am studying my tail off for the GRE. But even so, I am readily accessible and engaging more with other people's stuff than creating my own content at this point. But if you're not a LinkedIn person, then you can go ahead and find me on Instagram at self.improvement.daily. That is the Instagram associated with my podcast. And I'd love to chat with you and kind of share my insights over there too, if you're interested.
Awesome, man. Thanks again for jumping on.
Cool, Tyler. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.